Yes, it's me again. Good morning, Baycroft. How are you all doing? Yet another sunny, smiley, happy Thursday out there in Baycroft land. Hope you're all doing really, really well. Now, for those of you who are regular viewers, and I hope that's all of you, you will know that this week I've been discussing inspiring females. And I would like to continue that today by talking about another female that I find particularly inspiring. Now, she's a little bit different to the ones that we've already talked about this week, and some of you may wonder why I'm including her on the list. But bear with me, I'm going to show you why Lisa Simpson should be on our list of inspiring females. No, really, I'm not mad. I mean it. I'm going to argue that Lisa Simpson is a fantastic role model for both girls and for boys. Let's look at Lisa. So, Lisa's hardworking, she's quite smart, she stands up for things that she cares about, she cares for animals, which is always a lovely thing in a person, isn't it? She cares for the rights of people who are different to her, she cares about the environment. She's a bit rubbish at being cool, which in my opinion makes her pretty cool. I mean, we can't all be me, can we? Lisa is one of the very best female characters in any television programme and is a brilliant role model. She even invented the word meh. But she's also really unlucky because she has to live with Homer and Bart, and we all know what they are like. If you're not too sure what Homer and Bart are like, I'll let you in on a little secret. Look at the men and the boys in your life. Brothers, fathers, male carers. There's a little bit of Homer or Bart in all of them. No, really, there is. How does Lisa manage to put up with them? How do you manage to put up with them? Well, Lisa does it by showing two things that I think are the very best things about her. And indeed, two of the things that are the very best things that people can have. Kindness and tolerance. See, Lisa understands that caring about things is important. Telling people what you think is important. But what's more important, perhaps, is being kind. She doesn't always agree with some of the things that Homer says. She certainly doesn't like the way that Bart acts at times. But when Homer says something she thinks maybe a little bit wrong or maybe even a bit silly, she doesn't make him feel silly. She talks to him. She shows kindness and understands, even though she may think that he's wrong. We're all different, aren't we? And we all need to be tolerant of each other. And I think Lisa Simpson does that brilliantly well. And that's why I would like to include her on our list of inspiring females. Next time you see a man do something a bit silly, smile, remember Lisa Simpson, and show them kindness. Because the fact is, they probably need it. So, here's to Lisa Simpson. Mr. Kit, can you...
Hi Baycroft, back with me in my lounge again. So, today we're going to be doing a little exercise that is called the goanna. Now, a goanna is like a lizard, and what you're going to be doing is you're going to be mimicking the movement of that animal. Now, you might look a little bit silly doing it, but that's not a big deal, because you're in your own home. Who else is going to see, eh? So, what I want you to do is find a bit of space, and you're going to crouch down, as if you're kind of, in a lizard position. You're going to be crawling forward and backwards. You're going to do it about 10 times. So, when you bring your left hand forward, you're going to bring your right foot forward. Same with the other side. And crawl forward like this. Start off slow, okay? And then you can get slightly faster as you get more comfortable with the movement. Like this. And speed it up so that we're working our whole body nice and hard, okay? Give it a go. It's a lot more work than it looks like, okay? So, don't go too hard on yourself. See you later, Baycroft. Have a good one.
Good morning, Baycroft, and welcome to the 4th day of E-Safety Week on Baycroft TV. Today we are focusing on online gaming and streaming, something I'm sure many of you have spent hours taking part in over this lockdown period. But the question is, have you done it safely? Well, let's start off with usernames, shall we? When creating your username, you need to make sure it's as safe as possible. So please do not include your full name, school name, date of birth, your address, or even your mobile number. And if you're using a profile picture, why not try using an avatar that doesn't actually show your real face? If you do use a picture, think about whether it shows anything that could be used to identify you, like a school logo on a school t-shirt, or your address or street name. When you create your account, it's also a good idea to make sure you use a strong password. Again, no names or nicknames. A random word, number and character combination is the safest way to go. Try to avoid using the same password for everything too. The next thing you've got to be really careful about is who you are playing your games with. Most online games are open to anyone, so you could be playing with people much older than you from anywhere in the world. Remember, if you're playing with people online, you can always report and mute anyone who's being abusive. People might not always be honest about who they are. Be careful of scams and don't accept gifts or offers that seem too good to be true. And be nice to the people you're playing with, even if they're not as good at the game as you. Changing and checking your privacy settings can affect who you can see, who you can play with, and who can see your history of your games that you've been playing online. So it's really important to check that your settings are safe. Just remember, every game's console is different, so please check your own settings to see what privacy options you have available. Finally, in-game purchases are something that you'll come across when online gaming. Lots of games are free to play, so you can download and start them without paying anything. Games like this make money by making you want to buy things like new skins, loot boxes, items, or lives. If you're tempted to buy things in-game, check whether something will cost real-world money before you buy anything. Ask the person who'll be paying before you buy anything. Keep track of what you're spending. Even if you're buying cheaper things, they can end up costing a lot of money. And finally, don't buy items from websites outside of the game itself. This can also link to in-game downloads. Downloading cheats or mods from websites other than the official game website can be dangerous. They can sometimes contain viruses that damage your computer or mobile and give hackers access to your personal data. Whenever you can, always use your mobile's app store or download mods from official websites. Okay, that's all from me today. I'll see you tomorrow for the eSafety quiz. I'm off to play some Fortnite. Where are we dropping?
Hi guys, Mr. West here, and today I'm going to try and make your history lesson a bit more fun. Built a time machine out of my mower. As you can see, MTD, multi-time and dimension. All I need to do is hit 8.8 miles per hour and hopefully I should be able to time travel. Wish me luck. Okay guys, can't seem to get the video working, so you're just going to have to listen to me. Probably not such a bad thing anyway. Well, I've made it. First stop, 1962. Here's the very first computer game, Space War. Great, isn't it?
The first electronic football games like these were for only one player.
End run.
But something was missing.
Can I play? Wait your turn.
Then along came head-to-head electronic football by Coleco.
Now we can play at the same time. I'm offense. I'm defense.
With head-to-head, you're really in the game. A power sweep. He fights through for the tackle. You pass. He blitzes. Intercepts.
This is real competition.
Why settle for a one-player game when you can have it all? Play alone, against the computer, or for real competition, play
Head to head.
Why settle for less?
Head to head, where two players get to chase a blip of light around a screen.
Why buy just a video game from Atari or Intellivision? Invest in the wonder computer of the 1980s for under $300, the Commodore VIC-20. Unlike games, it has a real computer keyboard. With the Commodore VIC-20, the whole family can learn computing at home. Plays great games, too. Under $300, the wonder computer of the 1980s, the Commodore VIC-20. Coming soon, Commodore brings you Gorf, the Wonder arcade game, and Omega Race in home versions. Commodore.
Ah, the Commodore VIC-20, the first computer I ever owned. Okay, and now we're in 1981 and Donkey Kong. Very first time we get to meet Mario. And this is the game that sank Atari, E.T. Such a bad game, they had to bury it in the desert. Dragon's Lair, 1983. The first Laserdisc arcade game. 20p for about 20 seconds worth of gameplay before it's game over. And here we have Batman's first appearance, 1986 on the ZX Spectrum. It was a rather good game from what I remember. And now here we have our supercharged blue hedgehog Sonic and his life to collect gold rings on the Sega Mega Drive, 1991. 1992 and Kirby's Dream Land. This is when handheld games started to become good. And here it is, the Dreamcast, the result of that collaboration between Microsoft and Sega, 1998. My work here is done. Okay, here's a challenge whilst I work out how to get back to the present. Firstly, tell us what your favourite computer game is. Then, draw a picture of your favourite computer game character. For a real challenge, create a timeline that shows the release of games consoles or specific computer games. Remember, a timeline goes from oldest to newest. And lastly, if you want a real challenge, try and find out the name of that game that I showed was released on the Dreamcast. Can you find out the name of any other Dreamcast games? We'd love to hear from you. Anyway, looks like I've got things sorted now. Time to get back to the present. Bye! Well, that's history done. That was pretty awesome. I wonder where I'll go to next time. Well, the one thing about time travel is it sure makes you look young.
Good morning, Baycroft. It's lovely to be back again with you this morning. I hope you're all well. And yes, I'm here to give you that all-important update for the house system. And I'm going to start with saying thank you to 49 of you who have taken the opportunity to send your work through to us and therefore collect points for your house. Thank you very much, and keep all of those pieces of work coming in. So you will see on the screen, it is that virtual token collector, and you will see that Yellow House have remained in the lead this week with 176 points. So well done to Yellow House, and thank you for all of you who have contributed and taken the opportunity to send your work through to us. I also want to take the opportunity to recognise those students who have made significant contributions, as I do every week, and I'm going to start with Yellow House, and well done to Eleanor in 7ST, who managed to collect 9 points this week, and in Greenhouse, well done to Caden, who managed to collect 6 points this week, so well done and thank you to Caden in 7LD, and then in Red House, well done to Alex, who managed to collect 4 points for Red House, and Alex is in 10JMO. And then finally in Blue House, well done to Hugo, who managed to collect 5 points. Hugo is in 7AW, so well done and thank you to Hugo for sending your work through to us. I also want to take the opportunity this morning to say really well done to 9CSO. A number of you have taken up challenges that Miss Somerville has set you, and she was really impressed with the cooking that you've been doing at home, but also the letters that you've been writing to people as well. So in recognition of that, we have given you 1 point each to go to your house total. So well done all of those students in CSO who took part in those challenges. Once again, that's it from me this week. I hope you're all keeping safe. I hope you're all staying well. Take care and goodbye.
Yesterday's sign was Wednesday. Today's sign is Thursday. Thursday.
Hi guys, Mr. Mitchell back again, just looking to sign off for the day. Hope you've all enjoyed today's broadcast. Thank you as ever for joining us today. Remember, stay safe out there, look after your parents and carers, and be kind to each other. That's it from us, apart from one final thing. I had some complaints yesterday about the joke that I made. Some people wrote in to say, Mr. Mitchell, please don't tell any more bad jokes. Which is okay, because I've got an absolute cracker for you today. Ready? Knock knock. Deja. Knock knock.